years, where have you been? Where have you been, Tim?
I voted on most of those things.
We've waited, and nothing has happened.
You think about the fact that Vivek just said we were all good people, and I appreciate that, because last debate, he said we were all bought and paid for. And I thought about that for a little while and said, you know, I can't imagine how you could say that knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking.
You said bought paid for.
If I may finish.
You can't be on both sides.
Gentlemen, you'll have your turn.
One of the challenges
we should please focus on the issues that matter. We know business in China. Everybody knows that.
If I may
focus on holding Joe Biden accountable. That's what we need to be.
I actually agree with Ron DeSantis.
If everybody speaks at the same time, no one can understand your message. So.
What's going on, y'all? Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Wally, and you are now tuned into PBH TV.
Hey, this the king of melodies beat.
Yo, we back with some more current events. As you know, the elections will be coming up eventually, and right now we have the second GOP debate. And let's just say, this was very upsetting, very embarrassing, not a good look for leadership qualities, you understand? So if you haven't seen it, you will see what I'm trying to explain. With that being said, go ahead and support the channel, join the Patreon, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel as well. You can go ahead and buy me a coffee. Link is inside the description, and it will be in the comment section. With that being said, sit back and react with your boy. Let's see what this is all about.
Second Republican presidential debate. I am Kristen Welker in Washington. For a second time, the Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump was not on the debate stage. And for a second time, one major question hung over the night: whether anyone could or would do something, anything, to change the trajectory of this race. With Mr. Trump dominating the contest in both the national polls and the early states, tonight's debate could very well have been the Republican field's last best chance to dent Trump's momentum.
How much you want to make a bet? From Trump not being at the debate, he's going to be talked about the most. Watch. Remember, I said it.
Well, with the debate wrapping up at the Ronald Reagan Library in Simi Valley, California, it appears Trump's grip on the race isn't going anywhere anytime soon, even as we did see some standout moments from the stage and an overall strong performance by Senator Tim Scott. Still, overall, what we saw tonight was a stage full of candidates trying to aggressively, at times, rise from the pack, but struggling over each other to do so. Take a listen to this moment, which starts as an exchange between Tim Scott and Vivek Ramaswamy and devolves into a cacophony of candidates.
We think about the fact that Vivek just said we were all good people, and I appreciate that, because last debate, he said we were all bought and paid for. And I thought about that for a little while and said, you know, I can't imagine how you could say that knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party and the same people that funded Hunter Biden millions of dollars was a partner of yours as well. It's not nonsense.
So look, here's what I want to respond. These are good people who are tainted by a broken system, and it's not the fault of anybody who's involved.
Some of us are tainted.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking.
You said bought paid for.
If I may finish.
You can't be on both sides.
Gentlemen, you'll have your turn.
One of the challenges we should
please focus on the issues that matter.
You know, the funny thing is that each one, well, I'll say this, right? For one, we already have DeSantis. He's actually in position right now, right? He's actually active. To see these grown people on stage like this acting like children, I'm gonna say it, I'm sorry. You talking over each other, not letting the other person finish getting their point across, or you just being rude and obnoxious. This just reminds me of the third grade. This is crazy.
We know business in China. Everybody knows that.
If I may
focus on holding Joe Biden accountable. That's what we need to be.
I actually agree with Ron DeSantis, and I will say something.
Yes. I think you have more than time to explain your point.
Well, if I was interrupted by a lot of people here, and I want to be respectful because I believe
you were respectful last debate,
but I do not believe in these. We're sitting here in the Reagan Library.
Yes, I wish you
in
did not
honor of Ronald Reagan's library. If I may, from one admirer of Ronald Reagan to another.
I'm asking
From
you.
one admirer of Reagan to another.
Did
We
you not
cannot
do
sit
deals
here
with the
and
chief
violate
4 years ago?
Reagan's
This isn't
11th commandment.
productive.
I want to hear about that.
Let's have a policy debate.
What's
Who's
going
talking?
on?
Let us have a policy debate.
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets.
Well, one thing I'm gonna tell you like this, as one of my teachers used to tell me when I was younger, right? We could sing together, but we can't talk at the same time. You understand me?
Just one of many moments that was hard to hear, notably the first big knock on the frontrunner Donald Trump, who's up by 43 points nationally in our latest NBC News poll, was not on his record or his mounting legal troubles or his increasingly controversial remarks on the trail, but on not showing up to tonight's debate.
And Donald Trump hides behind the walls of his golf clubs and won't show up here to answer questions like all the rest of us are up here to answer. He put $7 trillion on the debt. He should be in this room to answer those questions for the people you talk about who are suffering.
You know, in reality, they should just focus on the matter at hand. But yeah, I'm telling you, you cannot do anything without bringing that man's name up. You get me? It doesn't matter which side is left, right, up, down.
Who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have.
Donald Trump should be here to answer for that, but he's not. And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments.
I believe him too. I know he was watching it.
You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore.
This is my opinion right here, right? This is my opinion on why Trump is on top of his position right now where he's at, like why he's winning on the polls and everything. He's strategic. He understands how to work the system. He's treating it just the same way how he would treat corporate America. These candidates right here, they're going off of old textbook ways of how to go about trying to win elections or debates. And you can't do that with someone who's rewriting the rules, you know? So good luck with that. That's all I can say. Good luck with that.
We're going to call you Donald Duck.
Hey, yo.
Some of the sharpest attacks we've heard against the former president so far. Now, toward the end of the debate, Ron DeSantis did hit Trump on his abortion stance. But for the Florida governor, whose campaign is trying to frame this race as a two-man contest, this debate may not have been what he'd hoped for. DeSantis didn't speak for the first 15 minutes of tonight's debate and set up Tim Scott for one of his strongest moments of the night.
Florida's new Black History curriculum says, quote, slaves develop skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. You have said slaves develop skills in spite of slavery, not because of it. But many are still hurt. For descendants of slaves, this is personal. What is your message to them?
So first of all, that's a hoax that was perpetrated by Kamala Harris. We are not going to be doing that.
There is not a redeeming quality in slavery. He and Kamala should have just taken the one sentence out. Black families survived slavery. We survived poll taxes and literacy tests. We survived discrimination being woven into the laws of our country. What was hard to survive was Johnson's Great Society, where they decided to put money where they decided to take the black father out of the household to get a check in the mail, and you can now measure that in unemployment, in crime, in devastation. If you want to restore hope, you've got to restore the family, restore capitalism, and put Americans back at work together as one American family. Our nation continues to go in the right direction. It's why I can say I have been discriminated against, but America is not a racist country. Never, ever doubt who we are. We are the greatest country on God's green earth. And frankly, the city on the hill needs a brand new leader. And I'm asking for your vote.
Now, unlike the first debate where Vivek Ramaswamy was able to get under the skin of some of his fellow candidates, the rest of the stage hit back tonight hard. Take a listen to an answer Ramaswamy gave on TikTok and the aggressive response from Nikki Haley.
You joined TikTok after dinner with boxer and influencer Jake Paul. Should the commander-in-chief be so easily persuaded by an influencer?
So the answer is I have a radical idea for the Republican Party. We need to win elections. And part of how we win elections is reaching the next generation of young Americans.
This is infuriating because TikTok is one of the most dangerous social media apps that we could have. And what you've got, I honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for
what baffles me is that what's the difference between TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram? You can literally see the same exact videos on each one. I don't see anything positive, uplifting on Instagram where you're saying that TikTok is the devil or something like this. So this is manipulation at its best right here. So they can miss me with all of that TikTok and this, that.
what you say, because I can't believe that here you've got a TikTok situation. What they're doing is these 150 million people are on TikTok. That means they can get your contacts, they can get your financial information, they can get your emails.
What are you doing?
I'm cleaning.
That doesn't explain why you're spraying my butt.
But it says to spray on flat surfaces.
Are you recording that?
Let me just say,
text messages.
So what about the other apps?
They can get all of
this
these
is important.
things.
This is
China
very important for our party.
exactly what they're
this
doing.
is very important
and
for our party, and I'm going to say
you've gone and you've helped China make medicines in China, not America. You're now wanting kids to go and get on the social media that's dangerous for all of us.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, I've never seen Vivek get attacked like this ever in my life, where he just lost for words.
You went and you were in business with the Chinese that gave Hunter Biden $5 million. We can't trust you. We can't trust you. We can't have TikTok in our kids' lives.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, right? You can't trust him, but we could trust Biden right now, and he's in bed with them, right? No, I mean his son is, allegedly. Come on, man. Y'all gotta pay attention. Make it make sense, baby. Make it make sense. Somehow, some way, all right? So with that being said, let me know what's your thoughts on all this right here. This was a disaster if you ask me, all right? Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit the notification bell. I will see you in the next one. Love, y'all.